Why are we so scared of the dark, of the unknown, of nature, of the terrifying aspect of the unknown, of technology, of people, of hatred, of others, of disease, of cancer, of suffering? Why? Why are we so scared? Do you ever wonder about that? Do you ever wonder, why am I so scared? Why do I get up in the morning and it's beautiful when I meditate, but the moment I step into the world, it all comes back, right? Why? Why are those two things separate? Why is blissful meditation wonderful and reality shit? It's not. We just divided it and see it that way, right? And what Kali is saying is that it's all nothing, all up here. But nobody wants to meditate on nothing. Nobody wants to live with nothing. Nobody wants to go to the void and just stay there, right? We want the dance of the world. We want the play. We want the ecstasy and the happiness and sunrises and flowers and love. And yeah, we don't want the other shit, but we want that one. We do want the good stuff. But we know Hermetic principles tell us, Tantra tells us, Buddhism tells us, Vedanta tells us, tomorrow things will go bad. Today you will dance the tango and tomorrow you will have to face a cancer. Today you will have the best business in the world and tomorrow somebody will pull the whole plug and everything will fall down. The up and down of life is as inevitable as every in-breath and every out-breath. Literally. That's what Kali is saying. So then she says, there are 10 parts of me. Just leave the breathing to me. I'll do it. But you have to trust me. And that is the hardest thing. We don't trust her. Right? We don't trust completely that it's all going to be absolutely as it's meant to be. We keep hoping we'll balance the odds in our favor. We'll beat that disease. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll get perfect love. We'll find harmony. We'll settle everything with our families. We'll settle all our affairs. We'll make lots of money. Yeah, it's like a complete rolling of the dice every day we're doing, right? But then she says something. She says that, look, when you stop worrying and you trust me, everything will work out. Right? I think I was telling Tara the other day, I said, when does it go from me to we? You know? When does it become you and the mother together rather than you? And then occasionally the mother coming in to help out. When does that happen? Do you turn to that inner sacred mother in your heart with every question? Do you really put it to her and say, I just don't know, so I put it into the center and let's discuss it and put it out there and figure it out? We don't, right? That's the trust we're talking about. I remember I was talking to Dermot the other day and he was meditating on getting this thing he wanted. And I said, okay, just describe it for me. He described it. I said, it's done. She has done it. And the very person that had booked it dropped out and it was given to him. Now, did that happen by just chance? Or did that happen because in some way I just surrendered and said, fine, I have no control over this. You do it. Look inside yourselves. Every time you have left it to her, have things gone miraculously in different ways for you? Ask yourself, have you seen little miracles happen when you just let go? I can see you all. What do you think? Yes, it happens, or no, it never happens? Yes, if it happens, raise your hand. So if we have evidence that when I surrender to the tranquility of the Turiya state and let it, the goddess come out of me and act through me, things happen better than normal or flow better. Why don't I live like that all the time? Have you ever wondered that? That means we don't trust. The universe is giving us architecture, it's giving us geometry, it's giving us science, it's giving us planets, it's giving us biology, it's giving us everything, and saying, listen, I am here. You just flow with me and I will flow with you. Today in Silicon Valley, they talk about flow. You know, how many of you have heard about flow, right? Everybody knows flow, right? It started with Maslow and this whole idea of the peak experience, and that this there are times in life when we feel that everything is just flowing perfectly. We are not attached to the action we're doing. We're not thinking about it. We're just in that moment, so focused, so aligned, so perfectly balanced that everything is flowing, right? Everybody knows that feeling. But then we also find it happens with mantra and Shakti, right? And Turiya. That means we have an architecture of how to get there, which most people who practice flow don't have. And still you don't believe. Every moment I breathe is a miracle. I'm alive. This next breath, miracle. I can taste my skin. I can feel the horripilation of my goosebumps on my hand just by touching them. I can lick my lips and taste the lovely Lavazza coffee I just had. Did I appreciate that miracle? Or was I so caught up in, oh, I have to sit properly and take notes and do a class? So when we look at the Dash Mahavidyas, and I think Alex is coming out of one phase and ready to talk to another phase later about the astrology of it all soon. I'm going to explain to you the attributes that they bring out in the 10 directions for you. Okay, you've heard this stuff before, and those who have been to the other course with me have heard this, but I want to take you through the 10 directions and just resonate with it and feel each direction and try and internalize it as you think about it. Okay, don't think about them as goddesses, don't think about them as some alien being that's going to come and save your ass. It's not going to be like that. These are all you in the 10 directions, but you have to awaken that Turiya state to get them. Does that make sense? Yes? No Turiya, no Mahavidya. They don't come. They don't come unless you go still. They won't act. You got to listen to them. You don't listen to them. That's the problem. So the first thing you do is mentally create a space, right? This is the traditional Kaula space, meaning I am the center of my universe. I can point in the 8 directions, one bindu above and me below, the yin and yang below me, the Shiva Shakti. and the fire of divine bliss above me. And I can, if I point east, I'm looking at the 8 directions, and I ground myself by drawing it. And you can do it with Ganpati, you can do it with just a drawing, you can do it in your mind. It's irrelevant. This is your mandala. Wherever you stand, wherever you sit is your mandala. Okay? Then the whole idea of balancing in the ancient Kaula tradition was to balance the 5 substances, the makaras, the 5 elements. And these 5 elements were to do with sensory pleasures, which were taboo at that time, but are commonplace for us. But people looked at alcohol, which was the idea of being intoxicated by divine bliss, eating meat, which was to do with mamsa, called the khechadi, the putting the tongue in the back of the throat like we do. Matsya is being like a fish, eating fish, but what it really means is flowing like a fish in the sea of consciousness of bliss. Mudra, which is to take grains and substances and to meditate on, is to experience that intoxication of highness, of clear vision. And here it is really to worship another as divine, mudra. And then maithuna means the sexual union, which is to really just convert your inner desire into awakening. Right? This is the 5 parts of the Kaula. And really speaking, it's represented in this case by simply something white and something red, meaning the blood of the mother and the sperm of the consciousness, the seed of consciousness, mingling in union together for you. That's all you have to imagine. You don't even have to have it. You just have to imagine that these yin and yang and ida pingala are merging in you perfectly. And then when you look at the 10 directions, right? These are the beat sounds for each one. So you can almost create your own protective shield just by chanting these sounds. Just by saying Kreem, Stream, Halarim, Hum, Hreem, Dhom, Shreem, Aim, Kleem, So, Aim, Hasarim. I have activated the 10 directions. In front of me, Maha Kali in the east, Cream above me, stream Tara upwards, behind me, Bagla Mukhi, Halarim to the right of me in the south, Chinamista, Hum to the north, Bhuvaneshwari, the complete mother of the whole universe, Hrim to the northwest, southeast, Agni Kona, Dhoom of Dhumavati, Dhoom, destroy all my attachments to the physical and sexual. To the southwest, the desire plane of abundance and creativity, Shreem Kamla. To the Tripura Sundari to the northeast, Aim Kleem. So this can also be Ka E Larim, Hasakahalarim, Sakalarim. It's actually Shodashi. So it is Shreem, Hreem, Kleem, Aim, So, Om, Hreem, Shreem, Ka E Larim, Hasakahalarim, Sakalarim, So, Aim, Kleem, Hreem, Shreem. That's the real mantra to do there. And then to the northwest is Matangi, behind me on the left side, the beautiful Aim through the throat. And then down below me, Hasarim, Hasaraim, 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 Kundalini. This is the architecture. What does it mean? So what it means is that Maha Kali, which is in the east, is the black destroyer of time and liberator from fear. This is controlled by Saturn, Anahata Chakra, the heart center, right? And this is the Bij Mantra for Kali. We already know this one. And there's another Kali mantra I want to share with you, which I shared with the other group, which is the Smashan Kali mantra, Gayatri mantra for Kali, to summon the fear, remove the fear from me, mother, and the darkness from me. So just say it with me. Om Mahakaliye cha vidmahe smashana vashinye cha dhimahi tanno kali prachodayat. This is a very powerful Gayatri mantra. Gayatri means a rhythm, And if you chant this mantra to Smashan Kali and Maha Kali, you get the whole power of Kali. Om Maha Kali cha vidmahe Smashan Vashinye cha dhimahi Tanno Kali prachodayat. Om Mahakaliye cha vidmahe Smashan Vashinye cha dhimahi Tanno Kali prachodayat. Om Mahakaliye cha vidmahe Smashan Vashinye cha dhimahi Tanno Kali prachodayat. Oh Mahakali, remove my darkness. You who reside in the cremation ground where death is always there. Oh Kali, liberate and enlighten me. That's all. At the gate of death, take away my fear, Ma. This is all I'm asking. And we know the cream to her. Now, Tara, which is the star above you, Tara is stream or Treem. Treem at the star and stream in the Manipura chakra. She is the Manipura chakra. She is controlling Jupiter. And so it's funny because Saturn and Jupiter are heavily active right now. So this is a time for, like it was back in March when COVID really kicked in. Now we're at that point where they go into full form by 21st December. So just know that there is a time of complete chaos now for a little while, and a new light will come in the new year because they're going to be in balance by then from January onwards. So the sound here of Tara from the Manipura to the Agya, she controls Manipura to Agya, is Om Hrim Stream Hum Fat, and you can add Namaha. Om Hrim Stream Hum Fat Namaha. Om Hrim Stream Hum Fat Namaha. And what does Tara represent? I'll let you read this with me. She is the cosmic star in the abyss. Beams of light on Lake Cholana on Meru is her story of how she came into being. When Parvati was in meditation, bathing in the lake, the beams of light came and Tara came into being. She is Neela Saraswati also. That means she is Matangi as well. She balances Jupiter, invoking detachment for you. That means you want to detach yourself. Tara means the deliverer or savior from the Sanskrit root tri, meaning to take across, as to take across a river, the ocean, a mountain, or any difficult situation. That means, Mother, take me to the other side. She is the high-pitched sound of the heart, the Anahat Nada. She is sexual union that dissolves you. She is all the vibrations in sound orgasm from Pashyanti to Para. She goes from the Manipura to the Sahasrara like lightning, Vajra, shooting up. And she brings sudden power and wealth. That means she looks after you instantly. She's nurturing you. You know, she's carrying a pair of scissors to cut off your ego, the umbilical cord, cuts off your ego in your head with a sword. And she's sitting in that particular posture. This is the way to meditate on her, you know. So you meditate at the Manipura, sending the energy upwards, sitting in Patyalida. This position is called the Patyalida asana, on top of Sadashiva, Hrim, all Maya, illusion, third eye. Fat, Fat, Astraya, Fat. Fat means pierce the darkness with the light of knowledge of Shiva. Stream, the great seducer of the mind. The scissors cut your attachments. She's related to the rum of the fire of your navel, rum. And in the Buddhist tradition, she is worshipped in Tibet as an important embodiment of compassion and wealth. Tusi Turi Tara. Treem can be used in Jyoti Mudra to see the Tarini star. So when you do the hold your face, you can do Treem or Sham or Treem, and she comes there. So Tara is like a twofold role for you. She is the milder form of Kali. So if you imagine Kali cuts off everything right away and takes you straight to from one end to the other end. Boom. Tara looks after you like a mother. She's always seen as pregnant or as large-breasted, leaning forward, or as blue, the blue of the sky, of loving mother. So Tara is the more loving aspect of Kali, even though but she takes you from the Manipura. So Chamundaya is a form of Tara, right? Chamundaya in the stomach. So the mother that is your umbilical cord that burns away all your rubbish, protects you, nurtures you, feeds you, and then shoots you to the other side through the third eye, that's Tara, right? So when we meditate on Tara, we are meditating on the higher planes of where we are going above, but we start at the fire of our belly and the mother nurturing us there. That's how we shoot up, right? So so when you meditate on Kali, you're looking at the east and going, dissolve me. When you're looking at Tara, you're shooting upward and saying, I light my inner fire, protect me, look after me, give me all the things I need in the world, and then shoot me to the other side. So you're kind of shooting upwards, right? So she protects you while you go upwards. That's why when you do Jyoti Mudra and you look up into the star, you see a star. That's Tarini. Treem, the star. That's a good story, no? Chinamista is the toughest one of all of them because she's home of the throat cutting. I mean, when you cut your throat off like Dattatreya and dissolve into nothingness, that's home. Self-transformation, detachment, dissolution, the celibate, tantric, deep meditation. She is symbolic of Parvati who meditated upon Shiva when she wanted to awaken him. She did penance standing on one leg for thousands of years to wake him up. And the mantra here is Om Shreem Kleem Hreem Aim Hum Fat Swaha. And what you have to think about is that the path of Chinamista is one of sacrifice. That means normally when you really are ready to give up the world and seek absolute connection to source, Chinamasta is the Parvati you want, is the goddess you want, because she sheds all karma, she cuts off your ego one time. It deepens the capacity of the individual to kind of just surrender, This basically all attachments I throw into the fire and cut my head off, all negative. She is electric power surging through the Shushumna, severs all blocks to awakening. Really, this is for extreme tantric practice and yogis who want to give up the world. The severed head represents liberating the Shushumna, so Kundalini blossoms, and the other two are streams are Ida and Pingala. See how two blood streams come out and are caught in the left and right. And she controls the planet Rahu and fixes mistakes and heals diseases. So she is very good for healing. And once you meditate on her, it's always to do with the third eye and the neck. Hum is the sound. She cuts off our head. She brings transcendence in the mind. She frees us from the limitations of the mind. She relates to the agya, the third eye. Right? She represents the open third eye from which comes lightning or direct perception that destroys all duality and negative. So she is the third eye opening, the pineal gland fully open. As the upward movement of the prana, she is associated with the udana vayu. That means the vayu of the head, the prana of the head area. And a perceptive power can be taken to any center. That means once you open your third eye, you can move yourself and send healing to any cell in your body. That's why part of the third eye healing is to open your third eye and then send healing to any part of your body. That's through your heart, to healing to that part of the body, or to anybody else. You can send it through the third eye. So the third eye becomes critical in directing your udana, the vayu, the prana of healing to anybody, anywhere. That's what beauty is. And the Bij mantra is Hum. Hum dissolves. Bhuvaneshwari, who we have covered before, is the kind of Hreem is the key word, which is the earth mother and the cosmic mother. The earth mother, the cosmic mother, and here she's everywhere, in this kind of dance of the world. And really speaking, Aim Reem Shreem is the key mantra. Aim Reem Shreem. This is the Bij mantra for her. Om Hreem Bhuvaneshwariye Namaha. But Aim Reem Shreem is her key mantra. Aim Reem Shreem. And she's the cosmic womb, the mother. So basically, when you meditate on Bhuvaneshwari, the concept is that you are in her womb, and you are on her planet, and she is in you and outside you. She is the whole Mother Earth, and she is Mother Heaven also. She is both Gaia and the Source Mother, of everything. She is Mahamaya and she is Gaia. She is Narayani. She comes with different names, right? So when you think of Bhuvaneshwari, what you're dealing with is the womb in which we sit. So if we are not in harmony with the earth or the planet or with nature or with our energy beings around us, then Bhuvaneshwari, Hreem, is the key to bringing that consciousness back into alignment. Hreem, 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 right? Just chanting Hreem is Bhuvaneshwari, Hreem. And the full mantra is, when you say Aim, Hreem, Shreem, Aim, Kleem, so that is Bhuvaneshwari, that full sound. That means I'm calling the Divine Mother to pour into me and then to pour through me. That Aim is pouring, Hreem is the Shiva consciousness pouring consciousness into me, Shreem is the Divine Mother filling me and out of me, Aim is the tongue, Kleem is the nipple, so is the yoni. I'm in the body also. So I'm flowing in cosmos and in body when I do the Aim Reem Shreem, Aim Kleem. So, this is the key to Bhuvaneshwari. She is considered to be the moon because she waxes and wanes through 16 parts, and you have to study how your mood changes with each one also, and that relates to her movement. You meditate on the third eye, always appears happy and smiling. 4 hands, 2 of which bless the meditator, and she carries a noose to pull you and a prodder to push you. So she's both pulling and pushing at the same time. She's brighter than 1,000 suns. This is part of where we get our name from, 1,000 suns. She's as bright as 1,000 suns. In fact, some scriptures call her Koti Surya. That means millions and millions of suns, and wearing a crescent moon on her crown. She's variously described as the brightness of 1,000 suns, the beauty of a peacock and parrot, as nectar in a flower, as ruby among gems, and Ganga among the rivers. She's all the Adi Shaktis, Parvati, Meenakshi, Uma, Durga.